Crocodiles can drag wild antelopes or zebras underwater. Admit it, we all fall victim to the stereotype that domestic animals are weaker than their wild counterparts, right? And if a crocodile can easily handle a large wild hoofed animal capable of migrating across several countries, then surely this reptile can manage a domestic cow that peacefully resides in a pen and is not accustomed to the hardships of the wild. Well, just get ready for a surprise. Just like this crocodile, whose hunting beginning went perfectly, it grabbed an adult, well-fed cow in a way that left her no chance to escape. The grip on the hind leg's base deprived the victim of maneuverability, yet the reptile's jaws couldn't slip. All that was left was to drag the prey into the depths, drown it, or simply finish it off. But the cow was clearly against such a turn of events. It just lifted the entire body of the crocodile above the water. The reptile couldn't drag the cow or even slow her down. Helpless, the crocodile hung under the hoofed animal's hind leg, shocked that the cow simply walked out of the water with it. For some time, the cow calmly stood there, contemplating how to climb up the slope with such an unpleasant burden. And when the crocodile realized that the chances of overcoming such prey were as slim as a flea's, it just gave up and crawled back into the water. Certainly, domestic bulls and cows should not be underestimated. European bulls are descendants of wild aurochs, the extinct European bison that, even in medieval times, symbolized untamed strength. After domestication, their descendants have lost about 30% in size over hundreds and thousands of years living alongside humans. But that doesn't mean the domestic bulls became weak. Feeding a giant aurochs was impractical, yet they passed their strength on to their descendants. This bull doesn't attempt to attack anyone. It's not aggressive and doesn't make any sudden movements. It simply found itself next to a truck and the animal decided to test its strength. While the vehicle owner clearly didn't expect the bull to effortlessly lift a car weighing over 2 tons with a single horn. In many regions worldwide, domestic bulls graze freely. Of course, farmers wouldn't allow domestic livestock into the territory of wild animals without confidence that the herd would return home intact. Watch how a domestic bull resists a wild buffalo. It's unclear what the animals disagreed upon. Perhaps the buffalo wanted to drive away the herd of cows, or vice versa. Take leadership within it. In any case, the domestic bull shouldn't have been underestimated. Each of its horn strikes pushed the more massive buffalo back, compelling it to retreat. And though they are often watched by shepherd dogs, many breeds of domestic cows don't really need their protection at all. Take the Texas Longhorn, for example. This formidable giant looks pretty impressive, doesn't it? Would you dare to approach it? The males of this breed boast one of the largest and most expansive sets of horns among all animals on the animal planet. The horn span reaches 7 feet, over 2 meters, and that's just an average result. Some horns can be even longer. The duel between 2 longhorns looks intimidating, especially when the gigantic horns of these males clash in a ramming attack. If you think domestic cows only have these horns as decoration, then you are mistaken. The thing is, herds of such cows freely roam through the territory of wild herbivores regularly. Here's a video of a longhorn encountering a modestly horned and aggressively inclined bison. Perhaps the bison simply underestimated its distant relative, but challenging its anger was a clear mistake. The longhorn put up an impressive resistance against its opponent. The entire head of the bison fit between the longhorn's horns. Although the wild beast has more experience in butting heads with other herbivores, the domestic cousin really holds its ground. The 2 massive hoofed animals engage in a struggle like true athletes. Interestingly enough, they don't attempt to inflict injuries with the sharp tips of their horns, yet they don't surrender or retreat. And this isn't the only such case. Here's another showdown. Longhorns graze freely, knowing that if a cheeky bison tries to drive them away, the male with powerful horns will surely step in to defend its herd and resist this wild beast. Fortunately, both hoofed animals remained unharmed after this duel. The reddish-golden bison and the bold longhorn both animals are beautiful, and we hope that they came out of this unscathed, don't you agree? There is a rare old black and white recording of a longhorn facing off against a wild lion. What can we say? 100 years ago, people didn't think much about environmental protection and animal welfare. We do not endorse the creators of this video, but thanks to this video, we can see that even against one of the strongest predators on the planet, a domestic bull can stand its ground and even emerge victorious. The initiative initially seems to be on the lion's side. The confined space doesn't allow the bull to attempt fleeing, yet the longhorn here doesn't appear to be fazed at all. It immediately puts up an impressive resistance, shakes off the lion, delivers a few strikes with its hooves, and then transitions to active counterattacks. The lion is in shock, looking around as if silently begging to take this unreasonable horned beast away from him. The predator simply doesn't know how to approach. The horns are too wide, preventing attacks on the bull's throat. And powerful kicks with hooves discourage pouncing from behind. Now, the lion regrets being enclosed in such a confined space with such a monstrous creature. After this impressive display of strength, you might think the longhorns are brutes just waiting to be released from tight pens onto the prairie to find victims to attack. Strangely enough, that's not really the case. Towards humans, these giants with enormous horns are very loyal. They are calm and even gentle. An ordinary domestic European bull can sometimes demonstrate with stubbornness that a construction crane is needed for transportation. The longhorns, on the contrary, are docile and kind towards humans. While they can stand up to a lion or a bison, this is a last resort. For the longhorn, a human is a friend. This unusual behavior has led to an increasing trend in their use as riding animals in their native Texas, replacing horses. This is pretty surprising, isn't it? Yet it's a constructive decision. Not only are these bulls docile and obedient with proper training and preparation, but they can also protect their rider. Giant horns in flight would deter not only bears, but entire packs of wolves from a cowboy atop such a colossal bull. Would you like to ride such an animal? Let us know your thoughts in the comments, especially if you've had experience with these remarkable creatures. It's intriguing to consider if they could actually be trained to protect humans, similar to guard dogs or herding dogs. That would be pretty amazing. While European domestic cows and bulls resemble the Euro-Asian aurochs, on the Indian subcontinent, domestic cows had a different ancestor, and that is the Indian aurochs, originating from the same family. That's why the Indian Zebu differs externally from the European cow. Some distinct features of the Zebu include a small but pronounced hump, a more straight silhouette of the back, a skin folds hanging beneath the throat. However, since both cow ancestors were relatives, Indian Zebus and European cows crossbred successfully. This has led to the emergence of numerous hybrid breeds. Why are they needed? Well, for agriculture. European cows are better suited, as they've developed many dairy and meat breeds over centuries. But Zebus tolerate heat better and can go without water and food for an extended period, and most importantly, they possess natural resistance to diseases carried by blood-sucking insects like mosquitoes. That's why Zebus have spread worldwide, especially in tropical regions. For instance, hundreds of thousands of these cows now inhabit Africa, and no fewer can be found in South America, although many hybrids of Zebus and European breeds exist here. Cattle breeds can vary significantly. Here's a duel between bulls of two breeds, Watusi and Brahman. Both animals are robust and relentless, but they differ significantly in appearance. The Watusi's horns are gigantic, while the Brahman has larger dimensions, mass, and power. So whose side are you on? Zebus indeed have enviable health and, as it turns out, tremendous strength. Here you can see a Zebu fiercely resisting a buffalo. The distant relative, approximately twice the size and even more massive than the Zebu, is overpowered, but the Indian bull digs its hooves into the ground, lowers its head, and resists. It's a case where even in a head-on collision, the advantage in sheer physical strength doesn't guarantee any victory whatsoever. Even when the buffalo prevails over the Zebu, the Indian bull stays put and withstands the enemy's blows. Then it counterattacks, forcing the heavier buffalo to lift off the ground and retreat. The Zebu literally tosses aside its opponent. These dogs seemingly decided to recall their predatory wild ancestor and attacked the Zebu, and this was a big mistake. If the dogs don't behave peacefully like domestic pets, the hoofed animal won't hesitate to retaliate. A few strikes with powerful hooves, and the dog is sent flying in one direction or the other. Each of the bull's blows hit the mark precisely. The dogs didn't expect such resistance from the usually calm giant, and paid the price for underestimating the bull. Which instance of an unexpected demonstration of immense bull strength surprised you today the most? Let us know in the comments section, and don't forget to subscribe to our channel to see new fascinating episodes about wildlife. The leopard is cool enough to defeat even a honey badger, but this kid was too much for him. When the porcupine noticed the crouching predator, it attacked in an unexpected way. It began to back away and aim its needles at the leopard's eyes. And the cat was not ready for this. As a result, several needles pierced his muzzle and paws. This is not the only epic case when a leopard made a mistake with its choice of prey. We must pay tribute to the leopard. Attacking an entire herd of bulls is an adventure that requires really nerves of steel. The predator's tactics had a chance of success. He suddenly rushed at the calf and tried to kidnap it right from under the nose of the herd. The combination of incredible speed and strength allowed him to count on success. Running while holding prey weighing as much as a small motorcycle in your teeth is pretty cool. But the leopard underestimated the cohesion of the herbivores. They did not abandon the calf and fought back against the predator. The leopard couldn't get far with its prey in its teeth. He was stopped, surrounded, and began to be beaten with horns, rammed, and trampled with powerful hooves. The leopard definitely regretted choosing such a target as a calf. He fought back and even tried to keep his prey in his fangs for a while. The leopard has a plan. He wants to strangle the calf, retreat, and return to dinner when the herd is left. But the predator does not have time to do this. He has to unclench his jaws, otherwise he will simply be trampled upon. The leopard escapes from the angry bulls only because there was a tree nearby. The predator manages to hide in its crown. But the buffaloes are in no hurry to leave. The leopard will have to wait a long time until they stop chasing him. Not only his parents joined in the protection of the calf, but also all members of the herd. This mutual assistance of herbivores deserves your like, doesn't it? Here too, the leopard tried to pull off a similar trick, but he was not even allowed to pounce on one of the ungulates. The initiative was quickly seized, and the leopard was forced to retreat immediately. It feels like he flew out of the thicket, said something like, "Sorry, I made a mistake," and then flew back into the dense thicket. And even if the predator manages to catch the cub, he will have to deal with the mother's anger. And this is a very bad option for a cat that is several times smaller than a hoofed one. The leopard is trying to climb a tree with a calf to finish it off like this, but the parent strikes terrible blows with his horns exactly on the body of the cat. The leopard even does somersaults from this. He gets to the tree, but he has no prey in his teeth. The calf is alive and runs out of the thicket, and the leopard has to lick wounds in the crown of a tall plant while an enraged enemy is waiting for him below. The leopard crept up to the donkey and grabbed it by the throat. It seems that the poor big-eared ungulate has no chance. But just look how calmly he walks with the leopard around his neck. It's as if the predator doesn't cause him any inconvenience at all. The donkey doesn't panic. He's trying to trample the leopard. The predator manages to force the ungulate down to the road. It seems that now the leopard will finish off the donkey, but no, the ungulate rises to its feet again and gives a powerful rebuff. As a result, the leopard runs out of strength and lies down on the ground. It's the donkey's turn now to teach the leopard a lesson. Who would have thought that this ungulate would chase a mighty leopard that has to save its life? Leopards are powerful predatory cats that have incredible agility and are strong enough to take down a zebra or twice as heavy of an antelope. And thanks to its well-developed ability to disguise itself, the predator is able to get very close to the fleet-footed gazelle. The ungulate, despite all its speed, simply will not have time to react to the attack. An impressive throw from the height of the second floor will end with a helpless victim in the paws of the leopard. Leopards are masters of ambushes. They are able to silently sneak up on prey and quickly attack into a vulnerable throat. Usually, a spotted predator strangles its prey. Although it is inferior in size to lions, tigers, and jaguars, leopards have great strength and can take down a zebra with one blow, lift a gazelle up a tree, and jump a huge distance. But contacting lions and entering their territory is a mistake even for an experienced spotted hunter. The leopard hid in a dense thicket. You gotta agree, he is almost invisible to us. That's just that lionesses have well-developed senses and are able to focus not only on sight, but also on smell. They tracked down the leopard and attacked it with the three of them. Even one lioness is bigger than an adult leopard, and there are several of them here. They pulled the spotted cat out of the thicket into the open to teach him a painful lesson. It is better not to poke other predators into the territory of lions. We must pay tribute to the spotted hunter. He fiercely and desperately fights back. The leopard lay down on its back, but this is not a sign of its submission at all. On the contrary, in this position, the predator can most actively and effectively defend itself. He uses all four paws and is ready to fight off the threats from any side with them. Powerful punches and curved claws are his first line of defense. Biting into the enemy with them, the leopard develops an attack with lightning speed and tries to bite the enemy with its fangs, tear, get to the throat into large vessels. But the leopard underestimates the lionesses. They have no less cool of an arsenal, but more physical strength and are able to work together. They attacked the leopard from different sides, and they leave him no chance of a successful counterattack. This leopard heard some noise in the thicket and decided to check if it was possible to have a snack for those who make these sounds. No, it's not possible. It's an adult lioness. She easily rebuffed a large and strong male leopard. He had to go on the defensive and run away from the lioness to save his life. Although both cats have a spotted color, it is quite difficult to confuse a cheetah and a leopard. Now you can compare these predators up close and underestimate the obvious difference between them. The leopard is a muscular and rather squat beast that relies on agility and a powerful punch rather than speed. But the cheetah is a sprinter who has a lean and flexible body with long limbs. In a cheetah, two black stripes descend from the eyes to the corner of the mouth, and the spots are solid. Leopard spots often have the shape of rings. While the predators are standing quietly and watching each other, there is another adult cheetah behind the scenes. Suddenly, the leopard breaks into a run. He thinks he can catch at least one cheetah by surprise, deal with the competitor, and easily finish him off. But the leopard underestimated the fastest runner on the planet, who easily breaks away from the chase. Trying to sneak up on a cheetah is also not a good idea. Here, the leopard was able to get close to the opponent at a fairly good distance. There are literally a few steps between them. The leopard covers the distance in 1.5 seconds, but the cheetah's reaction speed is fine too. It was as if he was ready to attack, so he instantly breaks into a run, accelerates, and breaks away from the leopard, which almost clung to his back. The leopard did not have enough inches to throw, but this distance saved the cheetah's life. This leopard is used to the fact that cheetahs always retreat and run away from him. Well, he just didn't know who he was messing with. An aggressive and rather large predator will not run away. On the contrary, he attacks the leopard himself. He did not expect such a turn of events and retreats in panic. Here too, the leopard received an unexpectedly powerful rebuff from a female cheetah. She is lighter than the opponent, and any injury threatens her with danger because she will not be able to reach maximum speed for hunting. These arguments are usually enough to retreat at the mere approach of a leopard, but not this time. And that's because it's a female that protects a teenage kitten. The leopard tries to attack him and gets a tough rebuff. A female cheetah slaps him in the face, and the leopard is shocked but finally realizes that he has contacted the wrong opponent. He runs away, and the female cheetah chases the enemy, trying to hit him a few more times so that the aggressor remembers this lesson a little bit better. The leopard clearly decided that such a huge and well-fed beast as a hippopotamus could not be nimble and fast. The predator saw the little hippopotamus going to his mother, and the two of them were walking along the shore of the reservoir. The predator thought that he would have time to deal with the baby before his mother noticed it and fought back. This was a big mistake. It turned out that hippos can move at an amazing speed. The leopard had to retreat. And the hippo family calmly continued their walk. They don't even seem to take the leopard seriously. Is it a shame? Maybe, but the female hippopotamus didn't crush his head. The leopard came to the tiger's territory and regretted it very much. The mighty predator immediately noticed the intrusion and crept up to the leopard within throwing distance. The tiger is the largest and strongest representative of wild cats. It is unlikely that the leopard expected such speed and agility from him. But the striped hunter turned out to be incredibly fast. He rushed at the enemy with lightning speed and almost caught him. The leopard made the only right decision. Instead of trying to escape, he climbed a tree. But just look. Right here, the tiger also climbed up the pole. A tiger is about 3 times heavier than a spotted cat. If he had gotten to the leopard, he would have broken its neck for a few seconds. But still, he could not climb up to the same height. The leopard climbed onto the thinnest branches right at the top of the tree. That is what saved him.